Yes, my good friends, it's yours truly again, October 24th, Willie James. I'm talking about social issues in the black community one more time. I'm not saying I don't care about other folks. I love them just the same, but I'm talking about us because we are the ones who are like we're at the bottom of the food chain. We are the ones with the most social issues, the most socially disenfranchised, and that's why I'm focusing on us, black people. Not that I love black people more than I love anybody else, or I care for black people, because we're all God's children, and so I don't dispute about that. But as a black man, and with a history of an experience, I got to try to raise the level of awareness amongst us as black people, and that we have to wake up and take responsibility. I'm talking about HIV, AIDS, sexual activity, and the black people. And I'm going right into the statistics. Huh? Listen to this. Of the estimated 80,187 African Americans whose diagnosis of HIV/AIDS was made during 2001 and 2004, 62% were males and 38% were females. Do you know what I mean? Many of our black men are going around infecting, cross-infecting many of our sisters. And many of our sisters don't even know it. And why? Because they won't take responsibility also. They think this is my man and we don't need to use a condom when we're having sex. So they say, why take a shower in a raincoat? And so that's why the disease permeates itself like that. This is my man, this is my woman, and we lie to each other also. We say, baby, you're the only one, I don't have anybody else. We don't take responsibility. And many of the sisters can't stand up and say, if you don't have a condom, you're not going to stick it in. Wrap it up, I say, cover it up. Let him cover it up, or it's not going in. So, that's genital sex. How about our anal sex? How about oral sex? You should also let him wrap it up. If you're gonna suck that dick, you gotta let him wrap it up. Or it's just sucking death into your throat, into your body. Right? Or the man, the same thing with the woman. If you're gonna use your mouth and her crotches, you gotta make sure that there's a barrier between. Because why run the risk of a few moments of pleasure to destroy your life, to live the rest of your life in regret? The moment you finish, you have to be saying, boy, I hope she's alright. The fact is, that person may not even know that they're not alright. It's not written in anybody's face. Some people will deliberately withhold information from you to manipulate you or have their way with you. But many people don't even know that they're infected. So why take the risk? That's what I'm saying. We got to be realistic, friends. Not written on anybody's face. Let me continue, my friend. Here are some facts about HIV/AIDS among the African American community. African Americans account for 49%, 49% of the 42,514 estimated AIDS cases diagnosed in the United States. African Americans account for 49% of the 42,514 estimated cases diagnosed in the United States, including U.S. dependencies, positions, and associated nations. What is AIDS and what causes it? The rate of AIDS diagnosis for African American adults and adolescents was 10 times the rate for whites. 10 times the rate for whites, and almost 3 times the rate for Hispanics. The rate for AIDS diagnosis for African American women was 23 times the rate of white women. Listen to this one more time. The rate of AIDS diagnoses for African American women was 23 times the rate for white women. The rate of AIDS diagnoses for African American men was 8 times the rate for white men. Are we screwing more than other people? Are we having sex more than other people? You tell me. Or is it because we are irresponsible? I think it's because we are irresponsible. We're not taking these things seriously. We're sexing our way into the grave, leaving many children orphaned and disenfranchised. Right? While we're making other people rich off of us again. Because the more of us get AIDS, the more AIDS medication we have to take of these medications, these huge horse pills with 3-4 times different effects. Before you used to have to take 10 different pills, now they just combine them. Again, it's making the white man rich, the Jewish man rich, the other people rich. The rich doctors and other people, while we are suffering. Why are we the scourge of the earth? Why don't we take responsibility? Tell me, why are we fooling ourselves? Why do our preachers don't talk about these things? Our civic leaders, our parents, our teachers. Why are we pretending as if everything is alright? It's not, friend. It's not. Don't pretend. And that, oh, we are Christians, we don't do it. Our children go to church, they don't do it. Stupid nonsense. We got to take responsibility. And come down to reality and to be realistic, friends. In the church, people having sex. Married and unmarried. Sex has been one of the strongest urge in any living human beings and animals and the lower animals. Sex. Sex. Let's face it. Whether you're tall, black, short, white, brown, ugly, pretty, handsome, whatsoever, man or woman. So we got to face up to this reality and stop pretend. We have it all covered. Nothing goes like that. Let me continue. Is HIV and AIDS the same thing? HIV and AIDS among the 178,233 African Americans living with AIDS in the United States account for 43% of all people in the United States living with AIDS. Listen to this again. It says the 178,233 black people living with AIDS, almost 200,000 living with AIDS in the United States, account for 43% of all people in the United States living with AIDS. So of all the people in the United States living with AIDS, almost 50% are black people. Time to wake up, friend. We are fucking, whether we believe it, yes or no. I don't care how often you go to church. I don't know how you pretend that you are so holy and righteous. We are fucking. A lot. Not just between wife and husband, but between other people who we're not married to. We have multiple sex partners. We're experimenting. Let's wake up. Let's face it. And let us teach our people how to be responsible and protect themselves. At least if we remain alive, we can be converted. But you can't convert nobody in the graveyard. Wake up, preachers. Wake up, civic leaders. Wake up, parents. Your children are not going to come and ask you if they can start having sex now. They're not going to come and tell you when they're having sex now. They're not going to tell you who they're having sex with. So let's wake up. Let's sit down and talk to our children. Talk to our friends, our family. Preachers, talk to your people. Don't all just go tell them about heaven and preaching about prophecy and all those things. When you ignore, how do you make the gospel of Christ relevant to our behavior? How do you make it relevant to our behavior? That's what I'm talking about. Let's begin to take some responsibility. Let's begin to be real. You don't disfellowship people from the church for alcohol. You don't disfellowship people from the church for drugs or for gambling. We disfellowship lots of our people from church because of the break violation of the 7th commandment. Thou shalt not commit adultery. And of course, thou shalt not commit fornication. If you wrap two of them in the same package. So we have to deal with the sexual issue. It's our greatest habinga. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face shine upon you. May the Lord be gracious unto you and give you peace as we take our sexuality in control.